What it do, y'all? It's your girl Makeup and Travel, and for today's video, your girl is here to bring you my single shadows reorganized. Now, a couple of disclaimers on this video. I did not reorganize single shadows that I have not rehauled for you guys, and I also did not reorganize single shadows that I haven't tested at all. So there's still quite a few single shadows that I have not included in this video, but I wanted to show you guys the stuff that is already in my collection. I've already been using. I've already been kind of reorganizing to create different palettes that I was interested in at the moment. That's pretty much it. I just wanted to do an intro for that video. I've already recorded it, and I already recorded this, but I lost the footage per usual. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this video. It is gonna be a long one, so get a snack, get a drink, whatever you prefer. Get a meal. I mean, why not get a snack? Go ahead and go for a meal, you know? But yeah, if you're interested in seeing how I reorganize my single shadows, then just keep watching. Alrighty guys, so I'm here to do the video that I've been promising I'd do and I have not done. This is going to be my single eyeshadow reorganization, potentially declutter and collection video. I have a lot of single shadows. Let me try and get them all in frame for you guys. So these are all, I think this one's empty. No, the one under it. So these are all my single eyeshadows. I have two very big magnetic palettes and then a bunch of others. I actually have other single shadows that I have not tested out yet, or I have palettes that I want to depot that I cannot because I literally don't have enough room. I intend to buy some more Z palettes, but until then, I want to kind of potentially reorganize this section of my makeup so that it could be more effective. So what I'm gonna do, I don't know if I'm gonna do that. It seems so daunting. Right now I'm definitely gonna keep these all together. So I am gonna kind of just put these to the side. Hopefully I did not break anything. And everything else should be normal size. There are a couple that aren't the same size, but we'll just take those out of the equation as well. I'm going to take all of my normal size palette singles and I am going to just put them all out on this table. I have cleared it off, so hopefully there's enough room, but I do have a lot of single shadows, so who knows. I am just going to speed through this very quickly for you guys. This is going to be a daunting task for me. So yeah, let's just get into it. Okay, so I forgot about these two palettes. This is one that I created to kind of be an everyday eyeshadow and face palette. I'm just going to go ahead and take these singles out. A lot of these I feel like are ColourPop and Davina. So, yeah. And then this is also an eyeshadow palette that I never get use out of. So I want to take the singles out and actually use them as singles. And then the eyeshadow palette can just kind of be display. Plus it low-key kind of smells, so it'd be better to get these out of here. So there are only two Z palettes that I did not fully depot or get rid of kind of stuff. And this is my Makeup Forever singles. I don't know where the 2 singles are. I must have them somewhere in my collection, but they're not in here. I kind of feel as though I should keep all my Makeup Forever together because these are very, very special singles. So we will see if I am able to do that. And then I also have these few Kat Von D depotted ones, and these are just going to go with the other Kat Von D stuff that I want to depot. So this is going to all go down here. Okay, so my camera played me per usual. I pulled out some of the multi-chromes that I could see. I'm going to come back and add the rest of them because I know I have more multi-chromes. I just can't tell from this angle which ones they are. Next, what I want to do is pull out all of my like really, really textured shadows. Now I know a lot of people, when they do these types of videos, they kind of create palettes that have a color scheme. That's not how I like to use my singles. I like to kind of go into a palette knowing what's going to be there. So I'm going to pull the ones that are like glittery but also metallic as well. These Divina Above the Rainbow or Over the Rainbow or whatever that collection was, these are beautiful and very, very textured or glittery. So I'm gonna add these. What else? These Touch of Glam, which are always a mess because the formula is very, very, very soft, and it can be very explosive. So all of these, this looks like a beautiful glittery one. I know this one is. It's from Elixir. Oh, these are really, really nice. Okay, I tried to knock off as much as the extra malarkey as I could. I'll pull some of these back into this as well, but just kind of slowly starting to cipher out. I also want to pull all of these square shadows. I don't want them going, it would irritate my life being if they were in a palette that did not only have square singles in them. So I'm actually going to take my Makeup Forever palette, if I can open it. I hate this palette. Okay, and I'm just going to pull all of my squares in. Some of these are from Love Lux Beauty, some of them from Inglot, and some are depotted singles from, what was that brand? I don't even remember the brand anymore, but I bought a couple of their eyeshadow palettes and I just depotted some of my favorite singles from those eyeshadow palettes. So that's not bad. Okay, I feel like I've made absolutely zero progress. Absolutely zero. One thing that I am highly interested in right now is fall and like fall colors. So I do think that I'm gonna do like a fall themed palette. And it's gonna be a pretty big one. I think I'm gonna go ahead and use my Juvia's Place palette. And how am I gonna do this? Because I have no room whatsoever. I'm just gonna pull some shades that I like and put them in this Z palette, and we will go from there because I have a lot of room in this palette to kind of play with some different color schemes. Interesting. I'm looking around. I have no blacks at all. I didn't realize that I had no black single shadows. Very interesting, and something that I should really note and think about. Oh, this is a multi-chrome. Beautiful textured shadow. I think this is from, it's apparently from a eyeshadow palette, but I'm just gonna kind of put that in here. I'm happy with this right now. We will see where I go from here. Yeah. What other color schemes do I think would be interesting? I think I'm gonna pull another big palette. Not this one. So I got another big palette, and I think I'm just gonna kind of go with the flow. Can you guys see up here? You can. Okay. I'm gonna place this up here. Now, with my luck, these are gonna fall. So let me detach these. That's another multi-chrome. Good Lord. Okay, so let me move this stuff a little forward. Okay, come on. Okay, so I've already done kind of like a fall themed palette. I'm just gonna kind of pick some shades and go with that and see where it leads me. Okay, let me just say, this is exhausting. Oh my gosh, I'm tired. But we're gonna keep going. I still have a plethora of single shadows to kind of figure out how I'm gonna house them. I think I'm gonna bring out that kind of textured Z palette again. I'm seeing some more textures over here, so I'm just gonna kind of bring some more of those into this palette. And like I said, this isn't only just texture, but these have like a glitter in addition to their like metallic base, which doesn't always happen. Like this actually has a glitter in it, which is very, very unique. So yeah, I'm just gonna kind of keep chugging along. I think I am gonna do like a very, very neutral eyeshadow palette. Very neutral, very small, 9-pan eyeshadow palette. Just, you know, when I'm in the mood or when it's necessary that that's all I wear, I have something. Not bad. We're gonna go with this being my really, really neutral Z palette. I'm thinking of doing like a really cool toned Z palette. I think that would be really interesting. I love cool tones. I reach for them very often, and I think it would be just cool to kind of have some of my favorite, or I guess what's left of them, cool tones in this palette. So I'm just gonna kind of put together a little something. Okay, so this is my cool tone palette. I have some greens, some blues, and some purples with this random really warm tone purple, but you know, that's how life brought to me. Let's keep rolling with these bigger palettes. What I'm gonna do is kind of split the tide here. Okay, and now I can put the palette down and we can all see the singles. So I think I'm just gonna do another kind of random palette and we'll just see where it goes. I have no rhyme or reason, but we're just gonna kind of put together some singles. Alrighty, and this is gonna be my like warm tone-ish eyeshadow palette. Whoo child. I'm getting tired. Honestly, if I'm being completely honest, I don't really, so out of all these singles, there's not one that I'm pressed to put into a palette to like use. So what I think I'm gonna do is, so this is like the textured. So let me see if I can find two more that I want to really put into this palette to be kind of comprehensive of my textured collection. This is a pretty nice one. Yeah, I love that formulation. That's a good one. And I think I'll do another touch of Glam. I have a lot of their like vivid and texture shades, so we'll do that. So this will be that complete palette. And then as for the multi-chromes, I could have sworn I had more multi-chromes, and I probably do, and I just did not recognize them when I was going through, which is understandable to an extent. Although if it's going to be a multi-chrome, and if I paid the amount of money that I did pay, I should be able to tell that it's a multi-chrome. And I like that I separated these squares, because I would be highly annoyed if I didn't. So I think this is it for this. I'm good with that. So I think what I'm gonna do now is take my empty, really huge palette and see if I can get these in here. These have my yellows. I forgot about this because I did a video swatching all of my yellows. That's funny. really funny because I was looking for the two singles and there they are. And these have some really nice textured shadows too. Oh well. Okay, and these two big ones go in my other big palette. Actually, why am I taking these out? Because they're all gonna go in here. So I'm gonna try my best to get all of these in here. We'll see if it works. So those are all the singles that I could put into that palette. And as you can see, I still have a decent amount left. I do have some of these funky sizes because of the Makeup Shayla palette that I depotted. So I'm gonna kind of take those out because I'm clearly not, oh, actually, can they fit? No, they can't. Okay, so I'm just gonna take those out and those can be separate. Now I have these still. I still have these palettes, or these singles left. I could make more palettes, like color schemed palettes. But do I want to is the question. I'm not so sure I want to. Your girl is getting super tired. What would I do then? I have another big palette because I cleared my Sydney Grace singles. So I think I'm just gonna go ahead and put these in here as well. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. So I looked up and my camera was no longer recording. I'm sorry. I finished putting all the singles in that palette. Now I found another one and I'm just gonna go ahead and put, hopefully put all of these singles in here as well. And then I will kind of explain what it's gonna, like, I'll show you guys all the palettes again and I'll kind of explain my process as to why I did this in case you are wondering. And then we can kind of round up this video. So I'm just gonna keep adding these singles to this Z palette. Oh lordy. Okay, so still did not fully get all of these together. I do still see a lot of purples here, so maybe I'll just go ahead and do a very purple palette. Do another kind of cool toned palette here with a bunch of purples, and yeah, let's just see where it goes. Okay, and then with these, this looks like it could be like a cool warm tone with a pop of cool palette. So I'm just gonna go ahead and just put these all in here and see if I don't like certain singles. If I don't, what I will do is just swap them out with some of the singles in the kind of other two I just don't care palettes. So let's just get these all in here, hopefully. Cross your fingers. My hopes have gone up a little too far a couple of times. And actually, I don't think this is a half bad palette. I actually kind of like the color scheme. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep it as it is. And then as for these like weird sizes, I'm gonna go ahead and put them in this palette. I low-key hate this palette, so it works out. And this is my Coastal Scents Z palette. I just don't like it. So I'm gonna put these really small ones. See, this is why I don't like it, because the magnets are so weird. And the other two are 36 millimeters, and their spot is in the palette down here. Actually, I think one of these actually belongs down here. Yeah. Okay. So I'm just gonna go through really quickly and show you guys all of my palettes, the way they're organized. I'll kind of explain it, and that'll be it. So this, as you just saw, is my 36 millimeter Z palette. I have all of my 36 millimeter single shadows in here. I really do enjoy all of these formulas. I have Melt, JD Glow, and Give Me Glow. I love all of these formulas. That's why I bought so many of them. And yeah, I'm pretty content with these singles. They're not going anywhere. I even have some pressed glitters, and if you know me, you know I don't really do pressed glitters, but I really love this formula, so I went ahead and got that. Let's just keep going with the 36 millimeters. These are some depotted 36 millimeters from a palette. I can't truly remember. I know it's from Peachy Queen. Oh, it's the Kush palette from Peachy Queen. So I depotted these. These three are outstanding, and then all of the other shades are really good. That's why I decided to keep them. Hopefully I will get some good use out of these singles. If not, they will be given to a good friend of mine. This is now going to be my depot, well, the beginning of my depotted Kat Von D palettes. These are from some of her smaller palettes that I depotted a while ago. I'm going to clean this up and then go ahead and depot the rest of her single, or the rest of the eyeshadow palettes that I want to. And if it fills up this palette, good. If it doesn't, I will graduate it into a different palette. This is just my Hodgepodge shades. These shades don't work with my other palettes, which is why they're here. I have these really small singles, and then I have these like in between 36 and 24 or whatever singles. So that is what those are. None of these are truly important. Okay, now we're getting into the palettes that I created with you guys just now. So this is the first one. This is like the last palette that I created. Hopefully you guys can see it. Pretty true to form. It's pretty warm in nature. I think it's a really interesting color scheme, and it'll be interesting to kind of play with this on days where, or moments where I don't have a new eyeshadow palette to test out. Next, I have a very cool toned palette. I'm very excited for this palette. You got some greens, some blues, and some purples. These are kind of the dominant shades that I have in my collection, let alone singles. And I have some really nice silvery colors that I think will be really cool as well. Then I have my Makeup Forever Z palette. There's nothing to say other than this is my Makeup Forever Z palette. I did not want to combine these with any other singles. These are my babies. If I ever did do freelancing, I would take these because these are my babies. So yeah. These are the multi-chromes that I could find. I will go back through my collection, and honestly I don't think this is necessarily a multi-chrome. I think this is just a special shade, but I will go back through my collection to make sure these are all the multi-chromes. I'm actually very surprised. I felt like I had an obscene amount of them, which is why I was interested in doing a palette just of them. But yeah, we will see when I am not about to die on the floor. Then we have this ColourPop palette. This is all special shades. So these are all not only metallic, but they also have some form of glitter or something that makes them even more unique than my other singles. So hopefully you guys get to see these. Then we have some more kind of organized palettes. This was just one of those, grab some shades, put them together, see if you like them. I did, so I kept it. This is a very neutral palette with some pops of color, but I think this is really cool. I like it the way it is, and I hope I can get some use out of it. Then I have my very first cool tone palette that I created. This is really a beautiful palette. I love the diversity between the mattes and the deeper mattes, the shimmers, all of them. I really enjoy the look of this palette, and I'm excited to get some use out of it. Then I created a very basic neutral palette. For me, you know, it does have a little spice. It has some really warm tones. It has a really nice brown shimmer, some golds, stuff like that. It's a really interesting palette. So I'm excited to use this in the event that I need a very neutral look. This was one of those palettes where I just kind of pulled some colors together. It'll be interesting to see if I can get some looks out of this, and if I can, what they will be. This does kind of have a winter-ish, fall-ish feel to it. So once again, this will be kind of cool to see how it overall ends up looking. And I believe this is like my fall toned one. Yeah, this is. So this is like my fall themed palette. I might actually go ahead and fill out this bottom row to really just round this palette out, but I am excited for this palette. This is the one palette that I'm like itching to actually really get into. The other ones I love and they're pretty, but I'm really into these fall tones right now. So yeah. And then I have kind of like the reject palette, if you will. If I can even get this open. I would not recommend this palette at all to anybody. But this is my reject palette for all of my squares singles. So yeah, if I get any more square singles, which I don't see me getting a whole lot, I will just go ahead and fill out the rest of this palette. And then I have my two kind of bigger palettes. I'll start off with this one because this one's actually smaller than the other. And this is just a palette of just singles that I didn't want to put into the kind of curated palettes. I am gonna kind of round out this palette right here. I think it would be good to have it be completely full. And now that I have my yellows accessible, I will definitely be putting those in there. But yeah, so this is that palette. It's a really pretty palette. A lot of these are really pretty shades to me, but I just honestly couldn't be bothered to use them in any of my curated palettes. But what that means is that these will be the first singles that I reach for when I am going to kind of dupe out another palette that I see that I would like to get, but for whatever reason I'm not allowing myself to get. And then the last palette that I need to talk about is this baby right here. Huge, obnoxious, yes I know, but this is the last Z palette that I'm going to talk about, and it has the last bit of kind of reject singles that I just could not be bothered to create into curated palettes. So very pretty singles everywhere, and just so you guys can see the final look, this is the final look to my fall themed palette. I'm really excited to really dig into this one. This is going to be, I feel like, that palette that I'm going to be reaching for a little while. I tend to kind of circulate my stuff a lot, but I feel like that's going to be the palette that I reach for first. I was able to clear out 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I have now 7 extra palettes, even though I did not have extra palettes before, which I am very excited about. I still will be purchasing some more Z palettes just because I do like to have Z palettes at my disposal, but I'm very happy about where this has ended. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm extremely tired. I'm working on very little sleep, and you know, my life. So I am definitely going to go to hit my bed. I gotta wash off my makeup first. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know specifically if you guys want to look with this fall palette, because I'm really keen to do a look with that soon. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I've said that 10 times now. I'm actually gonna leave. Bye guys.